It's Fuck Yeah Friday.
Fuck yeah!
Get ready for some wins.
Welcome to the Be It Till You See It podcast, where we talk about taking messy action, knowing that perfect is boring. I'm Lesley Logan, Pilates instructor and fitness business coach. I've trained thousands of people around the world, and the number one thing I see stopping people from achieving anything is self-doubt. My friends, action brings clarity, and it's the antidote to fear. Each week, my guests will bring bold, executable, intrinsic, and targeted steps that you can use to put yourself first and be it till you see it. It's a practice, not a perfect. Let's get started.
Hello, happy Fuck Yeah Friday. Welcome back to the Be It Till You See It podcast. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thanks for listening to these little short nuggets of inspo. It's so fun to make these for you. And I love sharing your wins. So send them in, just like we love answering your questions. So how this podcast goes on today's episode is I share your wins, I share one of mine, and we have a little affirmation at the end. And it's different than a Tuesday episode where we have an interview and we learn something, and different than a Thursday episode where Brad and I share what we learned, and you get a little insight of like what life is like around here. But it's actually also a lot of fun because it's kind of the too long didn't listen version of the pod, and that allows you to know if you want to go listen to that one, and also like updates on what we're doing. So, okay. Let's quickly get into your wins. You guys, it's so important to celebrate wins, and they do not need to be completely done. In fact, you'll hear that with my wins. So, Sonia from Agency and Elevate wrote, I heard back from a publication and they said I could write a piece for them. Thanks, Roxy, for suggesting it in the first place. This is not something I ever would have thought of doing. I have till end of January to get it to them. I'm so excited. So Roxy is one of our writing coaches inside of Agency, and she inspires so many people to get their amazing thoughts on paper and to put it out into the world so people can learn from them. So thank you, Roxy, and way to go, Sonia. I know that you've got this paper out already, so congratulations. I just love it. I love that you shared what you were doing, and then you allowed someone to go, hey, you can do this, and you received that, and you stepped up and gave yourself another muscle. So way to go. And then Allie wrote, FYF, change is happening. I've had my busiest week consistently for 3 weeks now. 3 new clients have signed up for one-to-one intros for this week. I bumped into an old one-to-one client who may come back and try semi-private this time. Today, I taught my first 4-to-1, so 4 people, 1 teacher, as a trial, which fried my brain a little, but I think it went well and hopefully made a good impression. Less is most definitely more. Allie, congratulations on trying something new, testing the waters there, and also for celebrating all these new people coming in and what you've got. So many people wouldn't celebrate it till they all became clients. And I love that you're celebrating like that. These things are happening. The work that you were putting out there is coming back to you. So thank you for sharing that. All right. One of my wins. Okay. So, I just mentioned like the reason I love to do this show, this episode, is to celebrate things even when the win isn't completely perfect or done yet. So while you're listening to this, Brad and I are taking a weekend away. It was not easy to make this decision, especially because basically in April we're gone almost every single weekend. So that kind of like made me go, oh my God, maybe we shouldn't do it. Maybe we shouldn't take this weekend off. And I was like, no, once a quarter, I want us driving somewhere. I want us taking a weekend off and driving somewhere, packing the dogs up and going and doing something different that we haven't done before. We live so close to so many places. So as you're listening to this, we are on the road. Probably, I think it's either going to be Death Valley or something in the Utah area. So we're either going California, Death Valley, or we're going into Utah. At the time I'm recording this one, which is a little bit close to the deadline, we haven't planned it yet, but we don't need to because it's 2 hours away. So we're trying to keep it from being perfect. Oh, I have to have everything for the weekend planned. No. If you did, you wouldn't take many trips because it would be too much effort to take the mini trip away. So we just blocked the dates, and we know that we are going to go on a 2-hour drive somewhere and stay for the weekend and explore. And so that's what we're doing. So I'm so excited that was one of my goals for this year, is once a quarter for Q1, Q2, and Q3. Brad and I took a weekend off and just went and did something fun. And so we're doing that. So thank you to my team who helped me block the time off. And thanks to Brad for, wanting to do this little thing. And also thank you to you for listening, because it really helps hold me accountable to just doing the things I said I was going to do. So even though I'm someone who doesn't really need to have accountability partners in that, like knowing that I told people I was going to take a weekend off means I better do that. By the way, I take every Saturday and Sunday off, but this is like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday away. So just to clarify what that means. Okay. So celebrate wins, even if you're like in the middle of doing them. All right. Affirmation time. I am held and supported by those who love me. I am held and supported by those who love me. You are held and supported by those who love you. Yes, you are. So way to go. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. Thank you for being you. Thank you for celebrating your wins with us. Share them to the podcast so we can shout you out. You'll hear them on a day that you'll probably need to be reminded that you had that amazing win wins. And until next time, be it till you see it.
That's all I got for this episode of the Be It Till You See It podcast. One thing that would help both myself and future listeners is for you to rate the show and leave a review. And follow or subscribe for free wherever you listen to your podcast. Also, make sure to introduce yourself over at the Be It Pod on Instagram. I would love to know more about you. Share this episode with whoever you think needs to hear it. Help us and others be it till you see it. Have an awesome day.
Be It Till You See It is a production of the Bloom Podcast Network. If you want to leave us a message or a question that we might read on another episode, you can text us at +1 310 905 5534 or send a DM on Instagram at beitpod.
It's written, filmed, and recorded by your host, Lesley Logan, and me, Brad Crowell.
It is transcribed, produced, and edited by the Epic team at Diseño.co.
Our theme music is by Ali at Apex Production Music, and our branding by designer and artist Gianfranco Cioffi.
Special thanks to Melissa Solomon for creating our visuals.
Also to Angelina Herrico for adding all of our content to our website. And finally, to Meredith Root for keeping us all on point and on time.